Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In Islam, it is the Sunnah that you make treaties with the people of the land, and that all people have the right to choose their religion. There are some like foundational safeguards that are known, and that you know the strength of a protection when you need it the most, and you realize how strong and how protective these things are. And the way to protect land is with the law, and there is and the law is made for the people, because the land, it's made for the people. The land, it's not made for governments. The governments are servants. So there are some foundational things that you understand as the protection in the treaty between the people and a government in a land. And so, some of those things are the freedom to talk. And with the way of the freedom to talk, it's the freedom to think. Because if you say you are not free to talk, it's very near to saying that you're not free to think that. So, the freedom to speak, and this is Sunnah, the freedom to speak, and the freedom of religion, that's Sunnah, and the freedom along with that of to write and to the free press. Those are fundamental. So, and those things are, Islam is in harmony with those things. And so there is something fundamental that's needed right now in Syria, and those are the protections of the ability to speak, which was which was something that was the first sign and message from the danger of the regime, was that you were not free to speak. And then there was a lot about people doing crimes of talking, because they were not crimes of robbery, and so if there were crimes of terrorism, but it was all truly connected with the thoughts, and with the that they're not free to think, or they're not free to live in this land. So that's something fundamental that's needed. And it's, so we need to have this now. We need to establish these laws, some just basic protections. And they are very much connected with Islam and the Sunnah. And now there is some news, as I am developing an essay and a project. I hear this great news that the Americans started coming into North Aleppo. And I've been hoping and wishing for the Americans to come back into Syria, and they were withdrawn under Donald Trump, President Trump. And President Trump is a very disliked now in America. And it's unlikely that he will ever have the chance to become president again, because the people don't want it, and because the Congress doesn't want it. So the Joe Biden will continue absolutely the work of Obama, and he was the vice president for Obama, and so he will, whatever their plan is, they'll continue that. So the Americans started coming into North Aleppo, and or they came into Afrin, and we heard other news out of Afrin, and nobody understood or knew really why the Americans came in, but if there were, and there are witnesses that said that there was a large number of aircraft going. So with that number, and especially all of the noise that they made, that is not a team that's coming in to extract a prisoner, an Abu Luqman prisoner, because the special operations teams are the ones who go and retrieve high value people, targets. And they go in the dark of night secretly, they extract quietly and return. So they are not going to come in with, their engines roaring over the skies, making a big scene. So my initial thought was that they are escorting a commander and possibly a large number of army men. I feel that Syria will follow very much like its brother Iraq, because that's where the fight started, and then it's moved inwards towards Syria. So it's but we are very blessed in Syria, and we will not have the same fate as Iraq. And we're not the same. But so the Americans are possibly changing a command, and that would mean that they would have a new mission. So that would be very hopeful news. And the Americans, they should be, they are a easy and strong ally. So it would be not to anyone's advantage to not use weapons when you have them. So they're an advantage, and they're easy to use. And with the American military, the army men are very much abided in the law and the code, and they're very normal, and think that, and they are they are more reserved. They are not going to come onto a battlefield and act very strongly. But the special forces are have a much greater rank in command, and they are very free on the battlefield. The CIA and the special forces have a great freedom on the battlefield, and they would act differently from when we bring in army men. They are different. They are more normal. So that's two different kinds of person that you would be negotiating. That you can say that the American army generally, it's an easy tool that you can use, and that it's not dangerous, and it is aligned with us, and it's something that it should be considered. And you can look to Iraq to see what you should do that's going to be most helpful for you. What is the way out of here, and what is going to help us the most? Hello, Akbar.